Gonna be short anyway.
Yeah. Welcome everybody to our Thursday night. Wait, let's do it again. Welcome everybody to our Thursday night. Oh fuck, I didn't do the music.
It doesn't matter. It's an update anyway.
It's an update anyways. I'd like to welcome into the studio our special guest for tonight, Jennifer.
Hi.
So so the name of this title is Update Suicide / Fathers.
Yeah. It's a hell of a title.
It is a hell of a title. So we're going to tell you why you're not getting a real update this time, but we put it in order. You're panicking, but you don't have to. We had some things come up that you just said are really good for Jed Mckenna work. So this is a serious moment. We're not making light of it. Tell everyone what happened. No one is watching. Don't worry about it. Jed's watching, except for Jed.
Well, we just got news last night that my brother committed suicide.
So when we're talking serious things in the spiritual enlightenment path, Jed talks a lot about it, and we've experienced it ourselves. There's a lot of it. It feels like cutting pieces of yourself away.
Yeah.
And I think all three of us can remember, we do this too often. I'm going to apologize one more time, but Book Ahead, Spiritually Incorrect Enlightenment has a scene with Jed in a church, and he talks with a guy named Barry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he just dives into the concept of following depression all the way to its end, one way or another, and that where it goes and where it goes. He says, "Did you consider not doing anything for your friend, or whatever?" And it's like, we're just experiencing. We're dipped in those concepts and thoughts right now because of the situation.
Yeah.
And that's why there won't be a chapter update right now. It'll be next week.
And again, this is arising, so it's good. And what's the second piece that's come up?
Father issues.
Father issues. So if you are ever concerned about your attachments to the dream state, look no further than your parents. And so it's a great fertile ground to dig into, including suicide, the choice. I'm going to tell them that your brother very deliberately chose to suicide. I've never seen anyone more deliberate.
Yeah.
Planned it a lot ahead of time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, it felt to me very Jed Mckenna-ish in his seemingly clear-headed, rational decision.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which honestly does change it. If it was like a hurting family member that we all knew was troubled and then they did an impulsive action, that's one thing. This is not that.
No.
Yeah, and I had
very deliberate.
And I had a vision, might as well go with this, at first, that why weren't we lucky? And what I meant by that was, why weren't we lucky that someone walked up, he did it up in the wilderness? Why didn't we have someone come along and go, whoa, what are you doing?
Yeah, call him that day at just the right moment.
Yeah, where was the person to help him? And so when I first heard about it, I was like, man, we didn't get the luck. The universe didn't give us the luck. But once we later on found out, because you hear about people who will come really close and then they're in a trough and then they come up and they're glad they didn't kill themselves. But that wasn't the situation here. This was a very deliberate and long thought out plan. Like if someone had come and said, hey, what are you doing with that? What are you doing? He would have said, oh, nothing, and waited till they left and then completed it. He just did, right?
Yeah, it wasn't. That didn't happen because it wouldn't have. Because the reality is, what did happen?
Yeah.
It couldn't have happened any other way.
So for a moment, where are you at? I know this is a vulnerable position, but that's what we're doing here.
Vulnerable and
diving into
short.
Yeah, I know you got to go, but we could talk for 4 fucking hours if we had to.
We definitely just dragged her in here, so.
I know, but that's the way God did it. So now she's here. Because this is the most vulnerable a person can face in the reality of the universe. I had to remember when your mom died.
Okay, re-ask her a question.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to punch you.
Well, no, what it makes me think of it, I have no idea what book you're on or what you're talking about, or
In the first
I read
chapter
the
of the
books,
first book.
Okay, well that doesn't help me. But anyway, so because I think I think of suicide and you think of like you're cutting away of like all your attachments, the ultimate, releasing of all attachment. But really what got him there was the fact that he was so attached. He was so attached to certain outcomes. He was so attached to, having this perfect life. He was so attached to the matrix. And to me, that's what got him there, was attachment.
It was he was relating to the things that were happening, like relating to it, intensely attached to it, and being like, well, if that has happened, then that means I must do this or this.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like this vision of perfection,
Yeah.
whatever that may be. So really, I am in no way glorifying suicide, because really what Jed talks about is killing the attachment. Kill your father, kill your mother, kill the Buddha. Metaphorically. But it's, what led him to that path it was a path of attachment.
Yeah. And he did. He set that up. He said, I had dreams. I had the way it should be, and it didn't turn out that way.
Yeah.
Hence, I'm leaving.
Right.
And what would he have been without that story? Because in his mind, it was either die or work the long haul to get better.
He didn't even see that as an option.
Yeah, the long better wasn't even better. But what if he just lean back and go, and then maybe in that moment he said, yeah, I'm free.
This is all
Conjecture,
he's
right?
not here to say. It's all conjecture. So I don't know if it's useful.
Well, it's useful because we're all that person at one point in time. Like, this is us. This is a wake-up call to us. See, I'm that person who faces all of the darkness. Our darknesses are darkness. There's no difference. I mean, specifically, his darknesses were what they were. He had some diseases and struggles. He was overweight, all these things, right? That was his thing. But I have mine. Yeah. You have yours. You have yours. We're all Jim. I don't say his name. We're all him right now.
Yeah.
And this is the most fucking honest video we've ever done. We're all him. And what do we decide to do?
Well, and I mean, to me, it's that piece of just dropping it. It's not about adding things, it's about dropping things while you're here, And when you constantly have an attachment that leads you back to an image of perfection or expectation, and you fall short of it, and then you fall into guilt and shame, and then you try and recreate it, it's a no-win game.
Yeah, the attachment, the shame, the shame, rise, fall, rise, fall, rise, falls. That's the whole thing. You've lost. You're not winning. And you feel like you're winning. It's the false lift. You come up. You're like, oh, I'm winning. But it's really cutting it away and moving on. And in a way, I respect that about him, is that he chose very clearly. And he was very careful to be as clean as possible.
It was probably one of the more like true, honorable, authentic deaths that I've been within the sphere of influence of. I actually massively respect Jim. Sorry, that's his name.
No, I've never seen anything like it.
It's massively. That's brave and terrifying and courageous, and just a whole bunch of gumption that I currently don't feel necessarily. There's just a lot to unpack from it.
Yeah, there'll be time for us to unpack it, and I want to wrap this up because I think what you said was perfect. Yes. But there's a degree to which he stepped boldly into the darkness. And we keep asking ourselves, like, was he scared? Did he do anything? But it just we don't know. But at no point in his path here, he seemed actually pretty happy at the end towards the people who talked to him. So he was clear on what he wanted to do. It was a little euphoric. He had purpose. He had a purpose to clean this up correctly. And he went straight into it. And
just amazing.
Crazy. Whether you were sick or happy, if everyone could die that clearly, that would be something interesting.
Yeah, he didn't just. It was purposeful. he didn't abdicate that's the one, I don't know, maybe broad, but this is one thing that he did not abdicate that anybody else or anything. Like he made the decision.
Yeah.
And carried it out and took full responsibility.
Yeah, point.
That is just like, again, highly respected, impressive, and it brings up a lot of things for me. I just have to think about it a lot.
Well, and I think what that brings up for me too is that he literally owned his death.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I feel like obviously as we're living, we have the option to be dying, but how much of that do we own or do we abdicate? Like, oh, I had to do this. Like I was forced into this situation. It's like, no, own your fucking death. Own your death. While you're alive, own your death.
Yeah, while he was alive, he did that. It's a different level of respect for me. That's just some serious, real shit.
That is serious real shit. You know what? And I never thought about that. Like, I probably won't own my own death. I will just get taken. I'll fight, and I'll get hit by a bus or whatever happens to me. But he said, regardless, he owned it. Like he chose his day and time. Who gets to do that? I mean, I don't want to make that's crazy.
It's not glorifying.
It's not glorifying.
He gets to do so.
Other than your last moment, own your death every day. Like when you bump up against that issue with your father, with your mother, with your whatever. Own your death in that moment. Don't abdicate responsibility and be like, oh, Jason's an asshole and that's why all of a sudden I have to shift and I have to change. Bullshit. I own my death in that moment.
So that's the lesson. And Bob admitted this.
Okay, well, we've already said his name like 3 times, so.
Okay, admitted this, but that he didn't own his life.
Yeah.
Right? That it didn't turn out the way he wanted. And he admitted it. It was his responsibility for not owning his life.
Yep.
So
we
decide
today
to own our lives by owning our deaths. I mean, not both. Not one or the other, but both.
Yeah. He did that. He got to own his death. And that's what more could you ask for to some degree? I don't know. Not everybody gets that.
So I'll probably be in California next weekend. It looks like I will be, unless the universe changes that. So if you two want to take over, I'm serious. If you want to come over and read.
Should probably introduce her.
I think we did, didn't I?
No.
I said there was a guest. Did I not finish that?
Nope.
I said Jennifer.
I'm just the guest.
I said there was a guest.
This is Jennifer. My mother, Jenny.
This is my wife, Jenny. So if you guys, I won't be here. I probably won't, depending now. Everything's weird. But if it might be the fact, and we might do an impromptu one before I leave. But if not, these two might be taking over, and they're in the first chapter. So
I didn't do one.
Did you do one? Did you be willing to do it?
Yeah.
You?
Absolutely.
I think that's actually pretty cool. I knew there would be other guests. Okay, everybody. Thank you. We will see you next week or probably sometime before. I might come on and
we will post an update next time
and talk about this. Okay, thanks, guys.